peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
You may now take your seats. Thank you. Okay, so I've just been informed that we're going to have a safety briefing immediately so we know what to do in case there's an emergency. But we pray and we hope and we believe that there's not going to be any form of emergency. So quickly to say, my name is Princess Obare Musa, and it is an honor to be hosting the second regional conference on administration of criminal justice with you all present here today. So everyone in Nigeria, I say Ekabo, I say Sanu de Zua, I say Uno, to those from Ghana, I say Akwaba, and to other parts from those from other parts of Africa, I say a very big welcome to you today. You are in for a ride, you are in for an exciting time because we are here to discuss crucial matters that touch on the freedom of our citizens, that touch on the freedom of the common man, the freedom of our brothers and our sisters, criminal justice. Yes, statistic has it that we have over 70% of detainees in prisons languishing, waiting to even hear their matters in court and decide their fate. And we also have the issues of prison congestion. And these are many more are the challenges that plague our criminal justice system. But we are gathered here today to discuss and chart a way forward, talking about how we can leverage technology, use the good parts of technology to better our criminal justice system for efficiency, justice, and equity. So once again, permit me to say, welcome to this wonderful event. Okay, quickly, I spoke about the security briefing that we're going to have. I would like you to please join me welcome a representative of the Abuja Continental Hotel to come right on stage to take the briefing. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Good morning, participants. My name is Johanna. I'm from the Security and Safety Department of Abuja Continental Hotel, a very secure and safer hotel for you to have your events. I'm here to give you a safety concerning the hall you are sitting. First of all, if you want to locate the restroom where you are sitting, once you are out from this door, take your right. You see security man standing. He will direct you to the restroom. He left for you which one is appropriate for you to use. And today is not scheduled for any drink or fire drinks. For in case if there's any alarm inside the hall, please I urge you don't be panicked. We have a train member that know what to do. That they call them ERT member. Once they are here, they will tell you what to do. And for in case if there's any fire or any emergency inside the hall, because emergency, if it comes, you can't invite you. So for in case if there's any emergency, I'll urge you to move from this door straight to the entrance of Ladyship. There's an open door, open field at the left side of the hall of the entrance. You see a big signboard. That's where you find yourself according to your group, because we have many events that is going on inside the hotel. If that place is not going to be possible for you, use these two exit doors linking to our the other muster point by our swimming pool area. That's where the second muster point is located. On the security side, please, we have many events here and many people are coming inside the hall. Please, I will urge you, if you are going out of your seat, either to the restroom or any or tick off or anything that will make you to move from your seat. Your mobile phone, your laptop is very, very important. We don't want a situation whereby after the event someone will come to us, my phone is missing, my laptop is missing, my bag is missing. We don't want to record that issue. Please, I'm urging the coordinators. Because we don't want a situation whereby someone will come inside here without the knowledge of the coordinators. So please and please, and you that you are here, you are not fully invited to this event. It's not a threat. I have to tell you the security aspect of this hotel. If they record your movement contrary to what brought you here, please and please, we'll parade you to the other events so that they will see you before we hand it over to appropriate people that know what to do with you. It's not a threat. So if you are not here properly, not properly registered, please, this is a table for you to register yourself so that the coordinators will know you to avoid embarrassment. On behalf of the management, we are wishing you all the best of your program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that security briefing. I'm sure there's no one sitting here that's get crashed on this occasion. We're all here legally, as well as judicially and judiciously. Okay, to establish the protocol, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat M. Kekere-Ekun, CJN, GCON. We also have Honorable Justice Amina Augie, JSC. She's a retired Justice of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, CFRO, FNIALS. Also with us today, we have Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Tokono, the Chief Justice of Ghana. And with us today as well, we have the Chief Judge of Borno State, Honorable Justice Kashim Zana. We also have with us right here today a Judge of the High Court of the Bayelsa State, Honorable Justice I. Iradiri. Also with us today, as I've been informed, is a representative of the Sharia Court of Appeal Judge, Honorable Justice Ado M. Hamad. This is also to recognize the presence or subsequent presence of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation. We'll keep on identifying important guests, our esteemed VIPs, as you come and join us today. So my noble lords, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I say welcome, my lord. Bringing right now to the podium, please let's put our hands together for Dr. Kole Shetima, the Executive Director of the MacArthur Foundation, our sponsor today. Please put your hands together for him. Okay, I was informed it was around. Can someone confirm if Mr. Shetima is around? Okay. His representative is around. And yes, I need to get your details. Please excuse me.
So this is the representative, and that's
Just
him.
rotate.
Let's get through.
Thank you for your patience. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my noble lords, please, I would like you to kindly give me your hands by giving a sounding round of applause to our Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat M. Kekere-Ekun, CJN, GCON, as she makes her way to the podium. This is also to note that this will be the second public appearance of our Chief Justice of Nigeria after our distinguished appointment, which is a well-deserved appointment because we've read about her judgments. Very powerful, sound, insightful, brilliant judgments. So please put your hands together for her and even make that ovation louder for coming early. This is unprecedented. Also inviting to the podium is a retired Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, also someone who has written resounding judgments. Like when you read the judgments, you know that justice was done and was seen to be done. She's not even waiting for me to finish. Please put your hands together for Honorable Justice Amina Augie, JSC, CFRO, FNIAS. My noble Lord. And you didn't make that applause louder because again, unlike the norm, she came before time. We're also going to invite again to the podium someone that I would want all of us to chorus Akwaba to. We're all going to chorus it in the sweetest voices that we have. And she's representing her, the person is representing her ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Tokono, the Chief Justice of Ghana, ably represented by Honorable Justice Nana Serwa Akwaba. The audience, please, can we get the Akwaba? Thank you. Welcome to Nigeria. Also inviting to the podium and the high table, as Prof has mentioned, is our sponsor, the person without whose support this event might not have been possible. So please, I would like you to make the ovation resounding as we welcome Dr. Shetima from Makoto Foundation, ably represented by Alaja Amina Sahu. Please put your hands together for her. Also inviting to the high table is the Chief Executive Officer, Partners West Africa, Nigeria, the coordinator of the Criminal Justice Cohort. Now you know that this event is organized by cohort members of the Makoto Foundation, the Criminal Justice Cohort members. If you didn't know that, I just gave you that information. So I'll not be asking the question later and giving prizes for who will give the best answer, because I've told you the answer already. And so the CEO of the partners is with us today and will be inviting her to the high table. Please put your hands together for Miss Kemi Okenyodo. And if she has a representative, the representative can please come up. I don't have your name right now, but I'll get the name and I'll announce appropriately. Just put your hands together for her once again. Welcome. I'm beaming with smiles. You can call the smile partial because I'm looking at the high table. I'm seeing distinguished ladies. And I'm standing on the podium and seeing a lady. In fact, this event should be one that has broken the stereotype. Please put your hands together for the organizers and for the distinguished ladies right here present today. And I know that the gentlemen here are totally happy with this arrangement because they always say ladies first. And so the ladies take the seats first on the podium. Thank you for your cooperation, your happiness that I can see. Thank you very much. Okay, finally on the list, we're supposed to have the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation. And I know he's not here at the moment. I don't know if he has a representative here already. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the room today. Okay, Prof is signaling me that there is a representative. So I'll just look for his name now. And look for her name. No, no, please. I was looking for your name. Since Prof said your name is here. I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get fired for this. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the representative of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation. Name. I see someone trying to tell me the name from there, but I can't get it. But I'll take it down and announce it appropriately so I don't get fired.
You won't get fired. Welcome, Mrs. Letitia Ayola Daniels.
Okay. Thank you for coming to my rescue, Prof. Welcome, Mrs. Letitia Ayola Daniels. I picked that correctly. Welcome, ma. And again, all the seats are filled, and with ladies, distinguished ladies, and honorable justices. Please put your hands together for us once again. Thank you very much for your indulgence and for your patience, audience. I'm not going to take much of your time. Inviting to the podium is someone that I've known who is very diligent. He's left his mark in the legal profession. He keeps making it. He has a passion for civil society organizations. He was once the DG of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria and is presently the research lead at Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation. He's at the center of planning this event, at the center of bringing it all to you. You know his heart, you see his humility, you see his strides, you see his impact. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, honorable justice, please join me welcome Professor Adedeji Adekunle SAN for the opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Princess. For one who got this assignment trusted on her at very short notice, I think you are doing well. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, GCON, and Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, my Lord, the Honorable Justice Amina Augie, also a distinguished Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, and soon to be a Fellow of the Jury Trust Center Academy. My Lord, or my lady, it was quite a surprise, and I think it foreshadowed the high table this morning when, in the correspondence of my lady, the Chief Justice of Ghana, I saw a distinct departure from the common law and the insistence on recognizing gender. If we're speaking of leaves to borrow, that's one leaf we can borrow, I believe, with due respect. My lady, the Chief Justice of Ghana, here represented by her lady, her Ladyship, Honorable Justice Nana Serwa, a Justice of the Court of Appeal, and my Oga at the top. I have two Ogas here. The cohort administrator, Kemi Okenyodo, represented here by Nkem. Okay, Dili. Okay. Right. So, and also the executive director of the foundation, here represented by my dear sister, Amina. You are most welcome. Somehow the Hajia did not quite resonate, but I believe it's just a fact. Welcome. And the Honorable Attorney General, here represented by the Director Criminal Justice and Law and Justice Sector Reform, Mrs. Letitia Ayo Daniels. My law lords here present, I recognize the Chief Judge of Borno State, and let me adopt the protocols that our compere established earlier on. Welcome to the second regional conference on administration of criminal justice. It gives us a distinct pleasure having planned this event for, over a couple of months and some weeks, to see that today is finally here, and that you have all come assembled here to share your experience in the course of 3 wonderful and indeed quite interesting days. I believe that in terms of sharing experience, we couldn't have done better. We give glory to God for that, and we urge you to take advantage of your time here. If you go through the program, you will have seen that the program has touched all angles as far as digital aspects of the criminal justice system is concerned. And therefore, we want you to take advantage of it in order to not only improve yourself, but to improve the criminal justice system in particular, and the justice system in Nigeria in general. My task is simply to welcome you, but before I sit down, let me welcome our distinguished experts and resource persons from across Africa. South Africa, as I mention your country, you can stand up for recognition. I can't do it by name. South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Malawi, and Peter, I don't know if you are from Cameroon or Gambia, but you are giving us 2 for the price of 1. Peter Che, who, when I first met him, introduced himself as a Cameroonian from Gambia. Welcome, all of you. I hope you enjoy your stay here in Nigeria. And please pass on fond regards to my lady, the Chief Justice of Ghana. Thank you and welcome. Have a good time.
Thank you very much, Leonard Silk, for that very succinct welcome remark and all-encompassing welcome speech delivered. And thank you for stepping in to welcome those from South Africa. I did mention South Africa earlier on. I did mention Kenya, Malawi, and Rwanda. You're all welcome. When I learn how to say welcome in your language, trust me, I'm going to use it. Just give me some time. Thank you. So without further ado, we're moving on to our goodwill messages. And for the first goodwill message, a minute, please. Okay. And for the first goodwill message, please join me welcome as we're going to take it in accordance with how it is written on our program, so we're not left with any form of suspense. Please let's welcome the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, ably represented by Mrs. Letitia Ayola Daniels. Please put your hands together for her.
Thanks. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat M. Kekere-Ekun, GCON, kindly permit me to stand on already existing protocol. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I will be taking the speech of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, who is unavoidably absent this morning here. It is my honor to address this esteemed gathering as we discuss the evolving intersection of technology and the administration of criminal justice, a cornerstone of our fight against corruption. Leveraging technology in criminal justice, particularly in corruption trials, has the potential to enhance the efficiency, transparency, and accountability of the legal process. Key tools such as digital evidence management systems ensure the integrity of evidence by preventing tampering and maintaining accurate records. Additionally, the adoption of electronic filing and case management systems significantly reduces paperwork, streamlines document management, and improves case tracking across board. The use of virtual court proceedings is another significant development, mitigating logistical challenges and making justice more accessible. I'm pleased to inform you that the Federal Ministry of Justice recently completed the renovations of 3 virtual courtrooms equipped with advanced ICT infrastructure at Kekere-Ekun Maximum Prison, Apapa, Lagos, which will be commissioned soon. Also, the Federal Ministry of Justice launched 2 virtual courtrooms at Kuje Correctional Center here in Abuja to accelerate hearing processes. These projects demonstrate our commitment to modernizing our justice delivery system. Lagos State and Borno State have been at the forefront of integrating technology into its criminal justice system. Lagos State introduced its judiciary's case management information system, which streamlines case tracking and ensures better coordination among stakeholders. Similarly, Borno State's Chief Judge Honorable Justice Kashim Zena has been instrumental in advancing judicial reforms with a focus on technology. He chairs the National Judicial Council's Judicial Information Technology Policy Implementation Committee, leading efforts to automate court processes across Nigeria. He has advocated for the use of artificial intelligence in tackling security issues and ensuring justice, particularly in the face of Boko Haram insurgency. Delta State also leveraging on the use of technology through installation of audiovisual technology in the Delta State Police Headquarters at Asaba for use in taking confessional statements of witnesses with plans to extend same to other police divisional headquarters. Importantly, FMOJ is currently working on developing and deploying an arrest database and a justice sector information management system to centralize data from key justice sector institutions such as the police, the Nigerian Correctional Service, judiciary, and other stakeholders in alignment with Section 29 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, AJA 2015, wherein subsection 1 mandates that the Inspector General of Police and other heads of arresting agencies remit quarterly records of arrest to Attorney General of the Federation. Subsection 5 mandates the Honorable Attorney General to keep records of arrest manually and electronically, thereby ensuring transparency and accountability in detention processes. This comprehensive database will allow real-time tracking of cases, ensuring that no one is held unlawfully, thus facilitating compliance with Section 34 of the AJA, which prescribes that magistrates conduct monthly inspections of police stations and detention centers to ensure that rights of detainees are protected. The development of this arrest database is part of a broader push to create an integrated justice information system that will support case tracking and foster a coordinated approach to criminal justice administration. This system will not only facilitate transparency in the arrest, investigation, and prosecution of offenders, but also enhance public trust. Also, I'd like to mention that one of the core essential elements of the national minimum standard in the implementation of AJA and administration of criminal justice laws of various states, which has just been recently developed by stakeholders and will be signed off before the end of the year by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, is the use of technology in criminal justice system. It provides for the Attorney General and of the Federation and Attorneys Generals of states to deploy case tracking systems for monitoring the progress or otherwise of their cases. This will include the assignment of cases to counsel, conduct of cases in court, and the progress of such cases and taking of remedial action where necessary. The Attorney General of Federation and AGs of the various states and the Chief Judges, heads of court shall explore the option of having an integrated case tracking system that enables the courts, prosecuting authorities, criminal justice agencies, and defense counsel to share and access information on pending cases. All this was provided by AJA 2015, but you know it's been 9 years now and we haven't moved far on it. And because we really want to implement, we don't want to see that AJA doesn't come alive. So now a national minimum standard is being set by the Federal Ministry of Justice working with stakeholders, and this document has been developed and will soon be in circulation. As we strive for a more just and equitable society, it is imperative that we harness the power of technology to combat corruption and ensure that accountability remains at the forefront of our justice system. The integration of technology will streamline trial processes, increase transparency, and usher in a new era of accountability. Advancements such as digital evidence management, AI-powered analytics, and virtual court proceedings are revolutionizing the judicial processes. These tools reduce the complexity and cost of traditional trials, while improving the accuracy and efficiency of justice delivery, and thereby aid the full implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and the Administration of Criminal Justice laws of the various states. Moving forward, we must prioritize the development and implementation of technology-driven solutions that strengthen the integrity and effectiveness of our justice system. Together, we can create a future where corruption is met with firm accountability and the rule of law prevails. I would like to use this opportunity to appreciate the tireless effort of Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation, our host for this conference. Jury Trust has played a pivotal role in researching and advocating for reforms within the justice system, and their continued contributions are indispensable to the progress we seek. Let us join hands to leverage the power of technology to effectively implement the administration of criminal justice in Nigeria and to build a transparent, just, and accountable society for all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mrs. Letitia, and thank you for highlighting the important and novel inventions and initiatives that the Federal Ministry of Justice has put in place, and the fact that the Federal Ministry of Justice is embracing technology and looking at ways to utilize technology in enhancing the criminal justice system in Nigeria. Thank you once again. Please, a round of applause for her. So I said I was going to welcome the people, our brothers and sisters from our neighboring countries, neighboring African countries, in their language. Now I'm going to do this the first time. When I do it the first time, accept it in good faith. Because I'm doing it in good faith. After, I'll do it again, so you can see the progress and measure the progress. So for those from South Africa, I say, Ungiyane Mekula. No, I missed that. Ungiyane Mukela. Okay, I take it. I'm coming back better and stronger. Those from Kenya, I say, Karibuni Yote. Yay! Those from Malawi, I say, Takulandirani Nonse. Oh. Okay, and those from Rwanda, I say, Murakaza Neza. I got it! Okay, so welcome once again. I'll come back better and stronger. Okay, so quickly, to take this second goodwill message for today is Mrs. Kemi Okenyodo, the CEO of Partners West Africa, Nigeria. She's the coordinator for criminal justice cohort. Please put your hands together for her. She takes the stage.
Good morning, Honorable Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kekere-Ekun. Good morning, my noble lords here present. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and please permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. My name is Nkem Okereke, and I'm delivering this goodwill message on behalf of Ms. Kemi Okenyodo, who is the Executive Director and CEO of the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa Nigeria P1. She is also the coordinator of the Criminal Justice Cohort. On behalf of the board, management, and staff, we bring you warm greetings from the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa Nigeria P1. P1 is a women-led, non-governmental organization dedicated to enhancing citizens' participation and improving security governance in Nigeria and West Africa broadly. This we achieve through the rule of law, citizen security, and civil society organization strengthening program areas. Since 2021, P1 has been coordinating the MacArthur Grantees Criminal Justice Cohort. The cohort aimed to promote understanding and strengthen the ACJA/L infrastructure, facilitate national adoption of ACJA/L and other compulsory laws, and further strengthen the effectiveness of anti-corruption agencies through enforcement of their governing laws and implementation of the Federal Act. All these are to reduce incidences of corruption in Nigeria. The cohort has made giant strides towards its objectives. Part of this is the introduction of technology in the criminal justice / anti-corruption infrastructure. For instance, assisting the ICPC, that's the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, with the provision of an electronic data management system, which they call the EDMS, and upgrading the ICT infrastructure, which included enhancing the forensic lab and communication systems, and further providing extensive training on the use of these systems. This is the second regional conference on the administration of the criminal justice with the theme, leveraging technology in the criminal justice system. We hope that this gives further insight into how criminal justice stakeholders and actors can deploy the use of technology in the effective administration of justice through learning and sharing of ideas and fostering more collaborations as we continue to achieve milestones towards the goal of combating corruption. We would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation for the efforts and contributions of the team at Jury Trust Center for Social-Legal Research and Documentation under the leadership of Professor Adedeji Adekunle and the planning and execution of such an intellectual conference. And we hope that this discussion will birth new ideas in the application of technology in the fight against corruption, effective administration of criminal justice in Nigeria and Africa at large. Thank you for this opportunity, and I wish all of us a good deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you for highlighting the important work that Partners West Africa is doing in terms of providing technological equipment for the ICPC and providing training for them as well. Thank you once again. I know some people saw me moving around and they said this girl is going to get some what we call expo in Nigeria language. We say expo like she's going to be told about it. Sorry, please. Okay, so I would like to recognize the presence of some more dignitaries that walked in while we're having the goodwill message. Ladies and gentlemen, please, we have with us present today, representing the Inspector General of Police, ACP Issa Garba, Esquire. Please put your hands together for him. You're welcome, sir. We also have with us present today a Justice of the Court of Appeal, Honorable Justice Abdullahi, present with us today. My Lord. Okay, he probably stepped out. And also with us today we have Olamide Ibrahim representing Mr. Lawal Pedro, SAN. He's a senior special assistant. Please put your hands together for Mr. Olamide Ibrahim. Stepped out as well. And not finally, we also have with us Mrs. Gloria Ibokwe. She's representing the Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja. Please put your hands together for her. Welcome, ma. I said I was going to come back better and stronger, and here I am, better and stronger. For the only one I failed, I'm taking my receipts. Those from South Africa, I say, Sawubona. Aha! Even you felt it. Please put your hands together for me. Thank you. And next on the list for the goodwill message, we'd like to welcome someone that we all together welcomed in our language. So you already know who I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed resource persons, please put your hands together as we welcome for our goodwill message Honorable Justice Nana Serwa, representing the Chief Justice of Ghana. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Your Lordship, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Nigeria. Like a professor said, I may have in the document indicated your Ladyship, your Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Honorable Justice Amina, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun. And I shouldn't be making this mistake because I'm a beneficiary of Nigerian education. I am a proud pro-unitate. I went to the Federal Government Girls College in Abuja. In Abloma. So I shouldn't be making this kind of mistake. But when you are in the presence of greatness, you are allowed to fumble. So, my lady, my lords, please permit me to stand on the already established protocols in this meeting to deliver remarks on behalf of the Honorable Lady Chief Justice of Ghana, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Esaba Saki Tokonu. Her Ladyship Justice Tokonu sends her regards and her regrets, and she would have loved to be here, but she could not due to pressing national duties. I'm sure you are aware that we are in an election year and there's a lot of fire at home. That said, however, she did not want this meeting to go by unattended because without doubt, there will be many lessons to be taken away from here. She therefore found a very willing and honored emissary in me because I wanted to come to Nigeria. I've not been here for a long time. I wanted to come back. Now, Ghana and Nigeria share a common history, aside the Jollof wars that the Gambians do not even know why we are fighting, because the Jollof is theirs. And it's been so for many decades and centuries. But there are Ghanaian family names like Akiumi, Ayodele, and Koka. And we have Nigerians come to Ghana for their education and vice versa. We come here for work, you come over for work. And then not to talk of the fact that we marry each other. We also have common law and our English colonial antecedents in common, which makes our legal systems almost identical to each other. Finally, by the very structure of this sub-region and the fact of the existence of the Francophone countries in our neighborhood, Ghana is your closest neighbor. It is only right, therefore, that we engage in and learn best practices from each other in building our nations and ultimately the African continent. Now, yet another reality which we all cannot deny is the fact that technology and digitalization has become very crucial in our survival and continues to permeate all aspects of our lives. Technology is a blessing and sometimes a bane. But when put to good use, it can make the work of our justice delivery more effective and efficient. This is why a program of this nature is so crucial to all of us here who have anything to do with criminal justice and handing it down. In fact, the learnings will automatically rub off on the civil aspects of our work. Now, in the course of our discussions, Ghana will be happy to share the details of what successes we have chalked and the challenges we may be facing regarding technology in the judicial space. Over the years, we have also introduced innovations such as instantaneous transcription of proceedings so that the judges, especially in the trial courts, no longer have to take evidence by longhand. We have e-justice, which is an automatic and automated existing case filing systems. We have digitized the records. We have e-dockets. We have electronic generation of suit numbers. We have e-assignment of cases so that nobody really has to manually assign and pick and choose judges, just looking at everybody's caseload. We also have improved court user engagement. So we have portals where court users may check on what their cases, where their status of their cases. We also have less human interaction, and I think we all talk about corruption, but the less the human interaction, the better the system will be. Now, we also have virtual courts, such that we are also able to work outside of the court, and the lawyers are also able to do so. So in the last 2 years, vacation courts took all applications via video link. Lawyers and parties did not have to be, and in fact, they were compulsorily not to be within the premises. Everybody dealt with applications via video link. We have also had instances where warrants have been issued to have witnesses testify via video link, especially for the cases involving e-crime and where the victims live abroad, so that they will testify via video link, and also for the accused persons to participate in trials virtually. We have had our Supreme Court deliver very specific decisions regarding the admissibility of electronic evidence and recognizing that criminal justice and law enforcement has necessarily changed. Finally, we have a few more. We have online capacity building and training for judges and staff. We noticed that every time we needed to have training, we would have to shut down the courts for judges and staff to attend, and then it came with a lot of cost. Eventually, the plan is that judges would probably sit in the morning, and then would have training from 2 to 5 p.m. or something like that. So we have these online training sessions, and then we have online publications. We also have our case tracking system, similar to what the representative of the Honorable Attorney General related to us. But then we also have challenges, and these challenges probably would be common to all of us, and I am sure that by the time I leave here, I will also have something to include in my report, that these are the suggestions that have come from our training. So I hope and acknowledge that the knowledge and expertise shared in this conference will benefit both our nations and, of course, our colleagues who are here and all stakeholders in the justice delivery system and for all nations. And I would like to say thank you for your warm hospitality and all your Akwaba sessions. But if you had also told me a cabo, I would have been able to respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my Lord, for that engaging, good old message. So yeah, it is a cabo, my Lord. Okay, thank you for highlighting what the Ghana judicial system is doing in respect of, for me, what struck me most was having e-trials for e-crimes. It goes together, e-trials, e-crimes, rhymes, right? Thank you very much for that. Please permit me to recognize the presence of Miss Fidelia Aime. She's representing the manager, MTOC GIZ ECOWAS. Oh, she's the manager. Forgive me, please. She's the manager, MTOC GIZ ECOWAS. Please put your hands together for her. You're welcome. Also with us today is Mr. Sam Adeyemi, representing the Nigerian director, Konrad Adeono Foundation. Please put your hands together for him. You're welcome, sir. Okay, thank you. Going forward for the next keynote address, I would like to confirm that Mr. Daniel Kapinski is around. Is Mr. Kapinski around or represented from UNOD? Okay, he's not here. So we're going to welcome for the next goodwill message. We'll be welcoming the Executive Director of MacArthur Foundation, Dr. Kole Shetima, ably represented here today by Alaja Amina Salihu. Please put your hands together for her.
Many thanks indeed, my sister princess. The Honorable Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please, can you confirm you can hear me? Yes. Oh, excellent. I kind of feel like the mic might not be working. Legal luminaries here present, leaders of Africa, friends of Africa, members of the press. As you can tell, I'm not Kole Shetima. First of all, he's a he, but he's also a very gender-responsive he, and so it's an honor to represent the MacArthur Foundation as well as Dr. Kole Shetima this morning. And you might have noticed that at a point in time, I left where I was seated, which is where I always like to sit, you know, where the everyday people are, although it's an honor to be in the midst of giants as well. Because I couldn't just take my eyes off what was happening with the cord in front of us. And for the guests seated up front, you could probably tell that there was a piece of wire where once or twice, you know, senior-looking persons had crossed and they were almost going to trip. And we had two options to fix what was the challenge with this particular piece of wire, or to wait until somebody trips over and then we all go, ah, and we're looking for solutions. And every day in our lives, we kind of come across this kind of scenario where we could show agency wherever we were and demand that something changes, something gets done better. We could do that thing ourselves, or we stand back and wait and watch, and it becomes that job that belongs to everybody, which nobody does, because someone thought somebody else was going to do it. I just thought for me that was the key lesson this morning. Our world is changing, and we must change with it. We've heard the story of Ghana. Our neighbor, our very first, really, you're right, your ladyship, very first Anglophone as well, neighbor of ours. And there's a lot that we can learn across countries. This continent is great, this continent is important. And that is why the MacArthur Foundation has been in Nigeria for 30 years. And Nigeria has been the home of MacArthur Foundation in Africa. We've worked across other African countries, but we have remained here. Because we know that the key to a just, verdant, and peaceful world and continent lies in the country that has its greatest number of citizens. And so whatever happens here has a multiplier effect, positively or otherwise, on other parts of the continent. So it's an honor to work with a foundation that believes in this country and has stayed with Nigerians for so long. But what gives me a special pride is not that MacArthur Foundation has been in Nigeria, but that we recognize that there is no donor, energy, or convening that can change our continent. Every good philanthropic resource, every good development support would have to support citizen-led agency to change our continent. And so for the last 9 years, we've had the privilege of working with Jury Trust and the distinguished Leonard Silk, who leads that organization. You saw him earlier make the welcoming remarks. To ask ourselves the question, how much more can we strengthen the criminal justice system using the opportunity of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which is at once a bifurcated law, a law that can strengthen the system, but also a law that can help reduce corruption. Because we all know that as we fight corruption, corruption fights back.
But recently, we're also learning that we need to pay attention to some of those, again, changes happening at the level of the citizenry. The National Bureau for Statistics of Nigeria worked with the UNODC to conduct the 3rd corruption survey for this country. And the finding was really quite heartwarming and maybe not so surprising if we pay attention to the fact that Nigerians are very kind, law-abiding people, but they also know when to raise their voices when they need to raise their voices. And we're learning that 70% of those surveyed are saying that they're less afraid to refuse to pay a bribe, and they would rather not pay a bribe than be forced to pay a bribe. We're learning, however, that about 700 billion naira was paid in bribe in 1 year in this country. And so you can juxtapose the challenges that face us. But that same report says to us that where we have a whole lot less personal interface, where we can use technology a whole lot easier, there's a whole lot less corruption. So if I have to get my international passport and I don't have to see anyone, the probability of less corruption is higher than if I have to interact with someone else. And so the role of technology, again, becomes center stage. And to see the criminal justice system, in this case led by the Ministry of Justice, think about how we can have a law that makes the center stage is something that is very encouraging for us as Nigerians. I would like to close by asking us to remember the COVID-19 years. We survived and we're here, but we also have evolved, and we have to recognize that evolution. Because at the heart of COVID, we couldn't sit in a room like this, we couldn't work like we used to work, yet we worked, yet we functioned. So we shouldn't waste a crisis like COVID-19 has been. We should instead think about how we transform it across all of our countries, and to see some of those other technologies and opportunities that there are, technology being one of them. 3 things will change our continent, I believe, as someone very close to me has said. 3 things will change this continent: our women, our young people, and technology. We love our men, of course, especially the men who enable our becoming, because we are all one, we're all part of you. But this is the fact: our women, our young people, and technology. These 3 will change our continent, and it's all in our hands. I thank you on behalf of the MacArthur Foundation.
Thank you, Alaji, for stepping in with the solution and for the analogy you created. It was quite thought-provoking and it was action-inspiring. Thank you once again, and for also highlighting the good work of the MacArthur Foundation and the charge towards adopting technology, especially in this age. Thank you once again. I would like to quickly, please give her a round of applause again. Thank you. I could have said make it louder, but let's leave it at that. Thank you very much. So I'd quickly like to recognize the presence of Honorable Justice Ridwan Abdullahi. He's a Justice of the Court of Appeal. My Lord. It seems like when I call him, he's not around when I recognize him. So when he comes back, I'll do the recognition again. Also present with us today is Honorable Justice S. Belgore. He's an High Court judge, the judge of the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. Please put your hands together for him. My Lord, you're welcome. Also to recognize the presence of Honorable Justice C.N. Augie. He's also a judge of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. You're welcome, my noble Lord. Welcome. Now, we're doing very well with time. Now, moving on to the opening remarks. Just before we go to the opening remarks, have you seen the person seated beside you today? You know, they say men, they don't really smile at each other, that it's not a manly thing to smile. I've heard that it's not a manly thing to smile. So for men, when you tell them to take pictures, they keep their face straight. Like when they want to shake each other, they just shake straight and all of that. They don't smile. But I can tell you that we've broken many barriers here today already. So let's keep breaking barriers. Please take a look at the person seated beside you and give the person a warm smile. Even the person behind you, give the person a warm smile. I'm looking at the two. We can see, I'm taking a cue from the people seated in front, and I'm going to state my observation, my lord. Okay, so thank you for giving everybody a warm smile, because you just had to give that warm smile because of the next phase we're entering. We're going to be welcoming on stage someone who has shattered so many glass ceilings in her profession. She's been there, not just there. It's one thing to be in a profession. It's one thing to do excellently in a profession. It's one thing to be seen, to be doing excellently in a profession. I hope we can understand the distinction. The person we are going to welcome on stage now to give the opening remarks, she was appointed as the 23rd Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not just that, since the inception and creation of the Nigerian state, she's the second female Chief Justice of Nigeria. She has served in many capacities, various capacities across the justice sector, and she has risen over the ranks, not just for the excellence that she exudes, but the commitment, the determination, and the passion for the work. If you've read her judgment, you agree with me that this is a passionate jurist. When you read her judgments, they are sound. They are very sound and insightful. You can learn from them. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome my noble lord, the Honorable Esteemed Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Dr. Kekere-Ekun, GCON. Please give a standing ovation as she takes her opening remarks. Welcome, my lord. It's a pleasure.
Please take your seats. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Princess, for the very kind words. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My Lord, Honorable Justice Amina Augie, Justice of the Supreme Court, CFR FNILS, retired. The Chief Justice of Ghana, Honorable Justice Gertrude Tekono, ably represented by her Ladyship, Honorable Justice Nana Serwa. My Lords of the Court of Appeal, serving and retired here present. I saw my Lord Honorable Justice Owade. Yes, you are welcome. My Lord, the Chief Judge of Borno State, Honorable Justice Kashim Zana, our signpost and poster boy, quote unquote, for technology in the judiciary. Very welcome. Honorable Justice Serwa, Judge of the High Court of Bayelsa State, and all other judges of various jurisdictions here present, distinguished members of the High Table, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, ably represented by Mrs. Letitia Ayola Daniels, the representative of the CEO of Partners West Africa, P1, Coordinator of Criminal Justice Cohort, Nkemu, also the representative of the MacArthur Foundation, Hajia Amina. You've, I believe, actually set the tone for what is to come today. And I thank you for your very candid remarks, very well stated, and our guests from other African countries, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm most delighted and honored to welcome you all to this second regional conference on the administration of criminal justice organized by the Jury Trust Center for Socio-Legal Research and Documentation under the able leadership of Professor Adedeji Adekunle, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, in collaboration with the MacArthur Foundation. This event comes at an opportune time, given the myriad of challenges faced by the criminal justice system across sub-Saharan Africa and the pressing need to identify transformative solutions. Indeed, this conference is designed to engender cross-jurisdictional interactions and exchanges necessary for the overall enhancement of our legal systems. The theme for this conference, Leveraging Technology in the Criminal Justice System, is both timely and relevant. It speaks to the evolving role of technology in addressing inefficiencies within our justice systems and its potential to revolutionize the administration of justice. Indeed, technology, if effectively harnessed, offers a powerful tool for enhancing transparency, efficiency, and accessibility in the criminal justice process. There is no gainsaying the fact that the use of technology has proven transformative across various sectors, including the judiciary, and its stakeholders cannot afford to lag behind. Excuse me. It is well established that many of the challenges plaguing our criminal justice system, such as prolonged pretrial detentions, inefficient case management, and delays in the dispensation of justice, can be mitigated through the judicious application of technological innovations. For example, digital case management systems can significantly streamline pretrial procedures by enhancing the coordination and exchange of information between prosecutors, defense counsel, and the judiciary. This will in turn expedite the hearing and resolution of cases. Moreover, modern investigative techniques such as digital forensics and the use of surveillance technologies like CCTV and drones can provide valuable evidence in criminal cases. These advancements raise important procedural and constitutional questions that must be addressed to ensure that the rights of defendants are adequately protected. As we deliberate on leveraging technology in our justice sector, it is pertinent to recognize some of the ongoing efforts of the National Judicial Council, that is the NJC, and other key stakeholders. The NJC, through its National Judicial Technology Policy, JITPO, has been at the forefront of promoting the integration of information and communications technology in Nigerian courts. This policy outlines a comprehensive framework for the deployment of digital tools, including case management software, e-filing systems, and virtual hearing platforms. The use of technology to monitor the rehabilitation of convicted persons and reduce recidivism is also an emerging area of interest. Electronic monitoring devices, such as ankle bracelets, for example, can track offenders and ensure compliance with court-imposed conditions. Some systems are already being explored in states like Lagos, where technology is being used to ease bail administration by automating otherwise manual processes for documenting and processing bail through a web-based solution called Bail Management Information System. Additionally, leveraging digital tools in cases involving domestic or gender-based violence can ensure compliance with restraining orders, providing much-needed protection for vulnerable parties. While the benefits of technology are manifold, the implementation of such initiatives is not without its challenges. Many of our courts still face deficits in digital infrastructure, insufficient training of personnel, and budgetary constraints. Moreover, the successful integration of technology into our justice system will require not only a financial commitment, but also a change in mindset. As Peter Drucker wisely said, the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with yesterday's logic. The limited digital literacy among key stakeholders in the justice system presents another significant challenge. Adequate training and sensitization of judicial officers, court administrators, and law enforcement personnel are essential to ensure that these innovations are effectively utilized. Furthermore, ethical considerations such as data privacy, The security of digital platforms and integrity of digital evidence must be addressed to prevent potential abuses. Meanwhile, judicial independence remains the bedrock of a functional democracy and a cornerstone of justice administration. While discussions often emphasize financial autonomy, it is essential to recognize that true judicial independence encompasses much more. It includes operational transparency, accountability, and the ability to render decisions without undue influence. The application of technology, particularly digital platforms, can support judicial independence by promoting transparency and accountability. We've also heard about the fact that the less manual our systems are, the more likely they will be to be free of corruption. However, we must be vigilant to ensure that technological tools do not become instruments of external interference. For instance, as we embrace virtual hearings and digital case management systems, measures must be in place to secure these platforms against cyber threats and unauthorized access. Moreover, internal judicial independence, freedom from undue influence within the judiciary itself, is equally critical. Judges must be able to exercise their judgment impartially, free from peer pressure or external dictates. The deployment of technology should enhance, not undermine, this aspect of independence. Thus, the adoption of ICT solutions must be carefully tailored to support rather than constrain judicial autonomy. In light of the foregoing, I urge all stakeholders in the criminal justice sector, judicial officers, law enforcement agencies, legal practitioners, and policymakers to embrace technology not as an end in itself, but as a means to achieving a more efficient, accessible, and transparent justice system. I am aware that experts from other jurisdictions have been invited to share perspectives on these issues. There is much to be said for comparative studies and the distillation of common standards in justice administration and the rule of law. However, as we explore the opportunities and challenges presented by technology in diverse criminal justice systems, it is essential that we consider the specific context of each country's legal system and level of advancement. We must explore new avenues for collaboration, share insights, and learn from each other's experiences. I hope the conversations we'll be having over the next few days will plot a course for the change we want to see. I look forward to robust discussions that will chart a clear path for reimagining our criminal justice system in a manner that meets the evolving needs of our society. I commend the efforts of the Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation and the MacArthur Foundation for organizing this conference, and I urge them to be particularly sensitive to short, medium, and long-term solutions and recommendations. I also look forward to a report that will outline a clear path for reinventing our legal systems and which will in particular significantly contribute to the development of a more responsive and technologically driven criminal justice system. I thank you all for listening, and may God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, my Lord. Please, a standing ovation for the round of applause. Thank you very much. Please, you may take your seats. Thank you, my noble Lord, for highlighting the importance of what technology can do in the criminal justice system and the charge to adopt technology for an efficient criminal justice system. Thank you very much, my Lord. We're grateful. Quickly, to recognize the presence of a VIP that walked in while the opening remarks were going on, we have Mr. Ezekiel Kaga. He's the Controller of Corrections, representing the Comptroller General of the Corrections Center. Please put your hands together for him. Welcome, sir. Now, can the media people confirm that they have the video? Can you confirm that you have the video? Can you confirm, John? Can you confirm that you have a video from Lillian? Is it ready? 1 minute. Okay. We'll be taking the keynote address after this video. I'm not going to tell you what the video is about because the video is going to tell you what it is about. I want you to anticipate. I want you to look forward to receiving it. And as we sit back and anticipate, I would not like us to just sit back and nothing is going on. So let me try and fill in if I can. That's my job, right? If I don't do it, I'll be fired. Thank you very much. So most of the goodwill messages that have been given, especially from my lords and every other distinguished personality we have here, is pointing to the fact that we need to start thinking about efficient ways. We need to start thinking about innovative ways to adopt technology for the betterment of the criminal justice system. In the course of this event, we're going to be having more discussions. And everyone, aside the resource persons, everyone is going to be needed to contribute. So it's not just that you're attending, because there's going to be a time for everyone to talk. There's going to be a time for contributions and discussions where we can pass the mic. So it will be good if you're collecting your thoughts. It will be good if you're opening your hearts to listen and your minds to listen, not just listen, to also make valuable contributions, because the contributions from this room today would be at the forefront of charting the course of criminal justice system, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. These are the discussions that we'll take forward to better the criminal justice system. Thank you very much. Media, can you confirm that you have your 1 minute now? Okay, they don't have the 1 minute yet. They need some more time. While I'm waiting for the media, I'll take the opportunity to confirm whether we have the keynote profile ready. Lillian, can you confirm that we have that ready? Okay, thank you. Okay, so if the video is not ready, we'll just go ahead with the keynote address, and after the keynote address, we can then, it's ready? Okay. Okay, just please hold on. Hold on, I say hold on because I see there's no screen in front of, I see there's no screen in front of our distinguished guests sitting here, so we can't have them turning their necks over and over trying to get the glimpse. Yes, that's what we're going to do now. So I'll quickly just keep the video on hold. Keep the video on hold so that we're not looking for it when it's time. For the keynote address, my lord is a distinguished Nigerian jurist from Kebbi State. She completed a law degree at the University of Ife in 1977 and was called to the Nigerian bar in 1978. She began her career as a legal aid counsel in Sokoto State of Nigeria, and later she taught at the Ahmadu Bello University and the Nigerian Law School. A judicial journey started in 1988 as a chief magistrate in Sokoto State, rising through the ranks to the High Court and then to the Court of Appeal, where she served in various divisions in 2016. She was then appointed to the Supreme Court. She was then elevated to the Supreme Court. Thank you, my lord. As a retired justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, her career has been marked with perseverance and integrity of the highest order. Her contributions to the legal field are significant, with numerous national and international presentations. And in recognition of her sterling work, she was awarded the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2014. My noble lords, esteemed resource persons, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'll crave your indulgence with a standing ovation for the setting of the tone. Put your hands together for my esteemed noble lord, Honorable Justice Amina Augie, JSC, retired. Please put your hands together.
That's the part I hate most, when you have to come to speak. My Lord TJ and my dear sister, Honorable Justice Kekere-Ekun, is my dear GCON now. At one point, she wrote a foreword in my book and mistakenly put, I was CON, so she put CFR, and then said, oh dear, I made a mistake. Then a few weeks later, as it turns out, we all got our CFR. Then just as I caught up with her with CFR, she has gone to me GCON, so out of my reach completely. Then my dear sisters on the high table, this is the first time I've ever seen this kind of thing where from different fields and everywhere, it's all women on the high table. And this is, we're not even talking, it's not a conference for women or women matters or anything like that. We're actually talking about technology and the criminal justice system. And women just filled up the place here. So my dear sisters, the justices, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me stand on all existing protocol. Now, from all that has been said so far, you can understand how we all agree that this is the theme of this regional conference is really, really very apt. We are standing in a cost where African countries here, compared to what we have over there, we are so far, far, far behind. Not in terms of what the technological advancement in the world affects all of us, not to talk of when it comes to the criminal justice, which is a fundamental area of our whatever it is. So that they would choose to talk about the leveraging technology in the criminal justice system to give us a sort of, before I even go into delving, this is not, I can't be talking an academic paper here with all of you that are so well versed. I'm not talking to students, so I will not go into the details of the academic aspects of this paper. But to give you an example, you know, how far technology has gone. Everything is automated. Like, you know, when I traveled, I just got back, and by last year, you could go into a shop in England or so, you would still have cashiers. Yes, then there are machines. Suddenly, when I just, like I said, I got back like 2 weeks back, you know, walked into somewhere, everything was the machine. You had to go pay. Before there could be a cashier, but no more. You now have to go pay, go to the machine to pay for your things, you scan it, you pay, you put your card, you put the thing. There's some machines that don't even take money, cash. You have to use your machines and all. So we've gone a long, long way. And talking about technology and how it affects, let's look at it in terms of, well, I'm still in the generation that has analog colleagues. I remember working with colleagues that didn't even know how to send text messages. There was one in particular, email, what is email? Then when you now explain to him, he would say, well, it's my wife. If you send it to my wife, this is at the Court of Appeal where you don't live where your family is. When I go home, my wife will get it ready for me. A lot of the court systems that we had, we couldn't use automated court systems because, hey, we're not digitally inclined. We're still analog. They wouldn't be able to use it. So, you know, but things are changing. Oh, then let me make you laugh. Things about, last week I asked about young man, well, he's not young, he's like 40-something. He was married to a big man's daughter, as you say. And somehow he got tired of it, living in that type of life. He decided he had to take on a local wife. One local wife like this, where he thought he could, it's better for him so his second wife that he married. So I asked, how did that marriage go? Did he actually marry her? He said, yes. But after the first week, the girl said she was going to run away because she can't live with that the guy is mad. You can't live with him. He talks to the TV, he talks to the light, he talks to the curtains. When we all started laughing, what was it? Alexa, put on the light. Alexa, the curtains. And then the TV, you know, the Fire Stick now. Well, if I didn't now have to get a Fire Stick, I wouldn't even have understood what it is. But now, my children put a Fire Stick where I can watch millions of things that you want. And then they were showing me from the remote, you just press this and say, NCIS, the TV will go on. What do you call it? I was watching yesterday, Father Brown, and then it goes on. So we are, how do we now adjust to a world like Africa where we're still so underdeveloped? That's why this thing is very apt. How do we begin to adjust? Yes, we are phasing out. Those of us that are analog, we are phasing out, but the whole world is becoming digital. The whole world, technology has sort of taken over. At the same time, technology has its own drawbacks. Before I go into it again, let me also make you laugh as well. I was watching a skit 2 days ago, where one of those skits on my where one guy was going to go to the dentist. So as he woke up, he's talking to his home system, the lights, the curtains, the this, the that, open door. All that. So he went, voice automated commands. So he goes to the dentist, and when he's come out, you know, when they've given you this deadened injection sort of thing, so the voice has changed. So he comes back home, open door no gree open. Open door, it starts to rain. And he's in there, open door, in voice, the thing cannot activate. So while he's there, standing outside his door, there are no key locks, nothing, just automated. And then he's drenched, and the more he was shouting, he saw his neighbor. The neighbor, one lady just comes, takes her key, opens the door, and then goes in. And then it's like, so what did I do with myself? I can't even enter my own house again. So we're talking, you know what they call a far cry. So when we now come to talk about criminal justice system, we're talking about an area where criminal justice, what is it? From everything. Where it's innate. From time immemorial, we break laws. You have laws, you have people that must break them. You have good things, you have people that are born evil. You have all that. So from beginning, you now have to deal with the arrest. You now take them to the court system. We talk about bail. You talk about taking them to the prisons, and we talk about the whole, from crime, the detection, the investigation, rehabilitation, everything that has to do with that. Technology has a long way to go in helping us in all those things. First of all, when we talk about, we have to have like case management. The case management, one of the problems we have in terms of case management is that we have a backlog of so many cases. I don't remember when at the Supreme Court we take criminal matters on Thursdays. And sometimes you have the case, if the lawyer is not ready, an appeal is not ready to go on, sometimes we are taking an adjournment for the next 2 years or so. It's incredible, it's heartbreaking that because of the backlog, we can't deal with these cases expeditiously. So somebody still has to stay in prison there, waiting for how long? And then even if you talk about the data, the everything, how do you, I also had a case where I delivered judgment, some two brothers in Calabar, two brothers that fought over 50 kobo, so 50 naira or something. The senior brother didn't give him his court for 50 naira or something like that, to that effect. At the end of the day, he hits his brother, he kills his brother. But the way the case went, in my judgment, at least he was acquitted. Do you know, 3 years later, this guy is still there. I met an SAN. You know how when they want to be SANs, they have to do pro bono criminal cases. So he had done that and now did not know that his client had been acquitted from 3 years back, till he was reading the judgment in Law Report, and it was like, this is my case now. I mean, you just imagine to give you an example of what is. So this poor guy, that his matter had been dealt with almost 3 years earlier, is staying on there because somehow his lawyer had used the case to become an SAN. And now, once he got it that year, did not pursue it. Another one that came wanted to be an SAN again, to give you also an example of how lawyers are very ready to come up with all kinds of things when it comes to all this technology. So this one is now in Benin. The lawyer's argument on appeal by the time we got to Supreme Court was that the photographer the police called to take a picture of the crime scene and all those things was a suborned witness. Therefore, the evidence is inadmissible. And that the videographer, even though the act says you can take video of the confession, that confession is inadmissible because that videographer who recorded it in the police station there is a suborned witness. And so we had to now start to write everything we're doing, everything we want to say we want to do. There are lawyers very ready to challenge it in any which way that we want to talk about. Now, we get to backlog, we get to when you are arrested and then you're put in the detention. I, at one point, was on the National Committee on Prison Reforms. So we went round all the prisons. I can tell you what the prisons look like. And then in 2015 or 14 or so, I also got into a program with the National Human Rights Commission where I went around the prisons again. When you go in there, when you see the awaiting trials, as they call them, those people awaiting trials, they said about 67% of the prison population, they're all awaiting trials. Now, what the warders will tell you, you see those people awaiting trials, they have, it's not their business. You know, it's like being a parent. They are orphans. If there's anything worse than being an orphan, nobody wants to know nothing. The minute you are convicted, get back from court, having been convicted, and you now have to now be a proper prison inmate. At that point in time, they take responsibility for you. It's like you're now their baby. Nothing should happen to you. That's how they explained it to me. If anything happens to you while you're under there, you're in the prison system with them, they're responsible for you. But awaiting trials, it's like they're just locked up there. And then you have a place where you have millions of people, some of them locked up. Somebody was telling me one of this thing, for 6 years in some Gusau prison, 6 years, suspicion of picking up something somewhere. And for 6 years was in detention, completely forgotten. So these are areas we talk about. What do we do to do about a kind of case management type of, make sure you have the data, you have the system, you have a seamless system where we have this thing. I do understand they have what you call the Nigerian Case Management Information System, which has been efficient in streamlining court procedures, enhancing documentation, and guaranteeing that cases are resolved quickly. But we have to do something. There has to be some way in which we call leveraging technology to ensure that things like that will work in a seamless manner, where everybody connected with the criminal justice system are able to work together, either in terms of data, in terms of documentation, in terms of knowing at one point or the other. We have NIN, we have BVN, we have all kinds of things, and yet there's no streamlined to be able to tell where these people are. You know, anyway, we talk about, when we talk about, I don't have much time, but just to talk about, I can always send the paper to the organizers later. We talk about, I'm trying to give you, practical examples of how these things work. Yes, we do have like surveillance systems, you have like the CCTV. My experience of CCTV, in my official quarters at the villa here, I actually lived my quarters was at the villa. One day like this, and I happened to be working, I was actually working in my study all night, and early in the morning they came to us, they tell me that, what happened? You know, thieves had broken in, they carried the TV downstairs and came upstairs. Now, when you, in my quarters like this, when you come upstairs, on my right is my study where I was, on the left is my bedroom, and right across from me is the living room upstairs. These people had come up, not carried it, they just took those two TVs, the 75-inch downstairs, and then the one upstairs, went out and left the front door open and went. I didn't have CCTV. All my staff were picked up. And you know, we have we have police guards, we had ordinary guards, I had like 6 or 7 of them at the gate. They didn't see anything. Boys' quarters filled up at the back. Now, they picked up everybody they from the house, locked them up, and went through, we're doing very well. They went through their phones to check what and what to go through. They actually came to the house with, I didn't know the police had a crime and investigation unit. Come and see, written there, like watching one of those crime and investigation channels on TV. They had the powder for the this, they did all that one. Apparently, my colleague, Justice Ogumiju, who lived behind me, had CCTV. So she asked them to rewind for her to see these 3 young men, very young boys, that came in, jumped over the wall, came in through my back kitchen, opened up the burglary proofing thing, entered through, stole it. When they went out, they now went out through the front door. But 3 young boys. That is how my staff were all saved from the horrors of being locked up and all that they had to go through. Because now, see the evidence of them. At the villa there, everybody was, how can you have thieves at the villa there? But these are young boys, I'm sure, like in secondary school or so, maybe they live in some other quarters somewhere, and all they wanted was the TVs, which they took. So we have a lot of digital things coming up and stuff like that. This whole conference that you're going to listen to, from all the topics that you've seen, I've written about all of them, but hey, time is against me and we all have to go. But everything that is written here, all the subjects and all the topics that you're going to listen to is all very apt, very, 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 what we all need to do. And I'm just praying and hoping that from whatever it is that we've done here, after the whole 3 days of listening, that something would come up. Because if I recollect, even the Administration of Criminal Justice Act that revolutionized everything started from something like that, wasn't it, Professor? It was from conferences and meetings like that that leads to things like that. So we all have a long way to go. I know that, like I said, we're on the borderline of those of us that are going off. The younger judges are much better. They're getting the new judges coming into the system and getting more and more technologically savvy. I remember in 2016, for the industrial court, Justice Adejimo had more than, how many of them? Almost 400 and people who applied to be, I think you were there, were you not? He had a lot of vacancies for industrial court. Now, they woke up, when the day they turned up, he just took them all to about 300 and something, or 400 and something, to a computer center. Said, oh yeah, sit and begin to, 3/4 did not enter the hall. That's how they all just left. Meanwhile, they had people who had been lobbying for them to go to industrial courts right at NJC, waiting for them to go through that exam, then to FJSC, then to NJC. A lot of them were assured that they are going to make sure, oh yes, don't worry, you're already the next industrial court appointment. And at that point in time, that was it. 3/4 left the place and the others went. So things are changing. That we can say, thank God for that. We're coming up with people that are more technologically savvy. The younger people, I was telling somebody the other day that I did, my grandson is 10 now, and I remember 10, 11, I remember he was the one when he was about a year and not up to a year and a half. My iPad, I didn't know where the music, that I had a music thing there. This 18-month-old child just carries my iPad and he goes, he's actually knew the thing, pressed it, put on. Now, you see them, at 1 year they are, and their hands go like this. You know, their hands are, Lord, they are going like that. They are so in another level. In another level. We're in a transition. Africa is in a transition. We are yet to catch up. But we will get there. We will get there. We will be forced to get there like COVID did to us. That COVID thing threw us into a loop where we all had to now learn to deliver. But you're going to listen to Justice Zana there. He is Mr. Technology. He's been there. He had already put Borno State Judiciary on the map when it came to delivering judgment virtually. So he was as if, you know, when you've positioned yourself for something, and this is what I keep telling people, no experience in life is lost. None. Everything you do, every step you take, whatever comes, whether negative or positive, as it's coming, you don't know it's preparing you for something. It's putting you together. So when Justice Zana started, he was chairman of our committee on the court technology. So, he was my chairman, and we went to the US how many times to get the latest court technology system. He did it, and he's here to talk to you, you know. So you go down to, to get all that. He was ready. It was, you know, they say born to something. He was actually ready, and everybody else was ready to learn from him because he had set and he had trained his judges, so they were very ready to step into the plate when that thing happened. We have a long way to go, but we're going to get there. I have no doubts that we will get there, whether we like it or not. Kicking, whether they drag us in, kicking and drilling us somehow, that technology is already here. We're going to tap into it, and we're going to make sure that we use it to leverage as we go. Another thing before I round up is, please, and I keep saying this thing everywhere, the court staff, we need to learn to specialize. All the courts are manned by people that just got there, and half of them don't even know what they are doing. We need to have where you have court technology staff that are trained, so that everything, from beginning, from when the papers are filed, from everything, they are programmed. They are ready. Not that they're just there in the system. Maybe one of them out of 100 is able to do it, and all the rest are just earning a salary for nothing. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful celebration.
Thank you.
Do you need solutions for
telling us beautiful stories and the struggle with adapting with technology and trying to bring in technology to flush out the analog way. Thank you very much, my noble Lord, for the beautiful keynote, which has set the tone for this event perfectly. It has set the tone for the discussions to follow, and I know that we're all ready to delve right into them. I would like to recognize Honorable Justice A.L. Akintola, who is representing the Chief Judge of Oyo State. You're welcome, my Lord. Now, having had the keynote address and the tone is set, I would kindly request to come up on stage the Chief Judge of Borno State, and borrowing the words of my noble Lord, Justice Augie, is the poster man for technology. Okay, he said, I can't call you, you know, my Lord. I have to respect myself. Please, can you come up? We want to have a group photograph. And also, all justices of the Court of Appeal present, please come up the podium so we can have a group photograph. As well as Honorable Justice Owode, and the research lead of Jury Trust. We're not calling everyone because of the size of the podium. No, on the podium. My noble lords, please. We're all standing. Please, the director of photography, can you direct the arrangement? Thank you. Director of photography, please take charge. Thank you, my noble lords, for obliging us. Please put your hands together for our distinguished guests as they exit the podium and take their seats. We've already shot into our tea break time, so we're going to wrap up really quickly. Yes, please, I announced that earlier.
Thank you. Well done, Where are you? Did you work?
I work at Ghoston attorney.
Really? Who's your principal?
I am.
Are you
I was
kidding me? You're on your own?
I was on the partner with Sesay. Thank you. Thank you very much, my lord. Thank you. Okay, now we have our distinguished guests seated. My noble lords, esteemed resource persons, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the research lead of Jury Trust Center for a preliminary vote of thanks. Even as the video comes up on screen, it's going to take it from there. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you.
Now we heard all kinds of pronunciations from Princess about how to welcome people from South Africa and Kenya. Now she has a new one, a preliminary vote of thanks. And I'm wondering where that is coming from. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, my Lord, the keynote speaker, Justice Amina Augie. Let me stand on existing protocols. First, let me say a big thank you to my Lord, the Chief Justice of Nigeria. I'll say one thing. I think I won't allow Justice Amina Augie to get away with all the quips and jokes. So one of us here, a dignitary, I will spare us the identity, when he heard that the Chief Justice will be coming, he said, "There goes my breakfast." Because there will never be enough time to have breakfast if Justice Kekere-Ekun is coming. That she's a stickler for time. And then I whispered conspirationally that my breakfast is gone too. My own breakfast too is gone. I'd like to thank you, my Lord. We congratulate you again. I'm sure you received so many congratulatory messages. It won't stop by the grace of God, because as you achieve more and more landmarks and you grow more in terms of strides and achievements, those congratulatory messages will come. We wish you the best and a successful tenure. Thank you very much. For my auntie, the keynote speaker, you know, I knew we could never miss with her. She has this delivery style, and the way she can actually simplify a very, very complex subject like this. And I'm going to remember the one that did the dental thing. And it's actually reminds us about the need to have backup every time. So don't get away with technology. Backup is always good, or what they call the manual override. I know customers of Zenith Bank and Guarantee Trust Bank are wishing that those banks have manual override. I mean, these past few days, what the customers have gone through. I'd like to thank my Lord, the Chief Justice of Ghana, here ably represented by my Lord Justice Nana. Thank you very much. I didn't know you were a home girl, and you schooled here in Nigeria, which is very good. So you should be able to measure how things have changed. And we wish you a very pleasant stay here in Nigeria. I'd like to thank other dignitaries that were here and all those kind words that you had said in terms of goodwill messages. We thank the Honorable Attorney General, very ably represented by Mrs. Letitia Ayo-Daniels, and who in her own right is actually powering reforms and quite innovative work as far as the justice sector is concerned in the Ministry of Justice. Thank you very much for all you do. Of course, we want to thank our supporter, our donor, the MacArthur Foundation. They have just been amazing. All the years and decades that they have been in Nigeria, they have left footprints. They have left footprints, and we want to thank them for what they have. They've been a good friend of Nigeria, and we hope that they will continue to be with the country even as we march on with justice reforms and systems. So one thing I forgot to do is also thank those of our participants that are online. You know, we have quite a number of people. How many do we have online now? Sorry? 13. Oh, just 13. So much for digital. All right, so we would like to thank them and recognize them. Some of our resource persons could not make it at very last minute. The Deputy Minister of Justice, Leone, Sesay, called in at the very last minute that he's not able to make it. He promised to join us online. Dr. Aime from Rwanda also says he will be joining us online, and quite a number of other people. Well, I hope that we all have a jolly good time. I'd like to recognize all of you. Let me just use Professor Justice Owuade as a point of contact for all Nigerian-based resource persons. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I'm not going to get off this stage without getting back at Princess. and about how men don't smile. And to let her, well, she could make those jokes because of the jury that we are seated here. You have an all-female jury, and who is going to take her to court or complain before this jury? So, but men do smile, you know, and even in these very, very trying times, we do smile and we do recognize jokes. I mean, very good jokes like what my Lord Justice Amina said about the man talking to the TV. And what I like most with AI, artificial intelligence, is when they don't recognize our accent. And they try as much as possible. I mean, Alexa or Bixby or whatever, or Siri, and Siri will tell you that, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. So, well, but these things challenge a lot of our innovators here in Nigeria to have our own self-grown systems and solutions. And we have quite a number of them here in this room. Some of them are having their exhibition stand out there, and we want to encourage you to stop by to have a look at what they offer. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have tea break just out there. And once again, I want to wish you a very, very pleasant experience while we bid our distinguished guests, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and I'm sure the keynote speaker, also a pleasant afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. He has already said a lot of the thank yous. I don't have any more thank you to say, except you want to keep staying here. My noble lords, I'm thankful for the indulgence. Thank you so much, my lords and distinguished guests. Before we take our leave for the tea break, the media team, can you please put up that video that we have been waiting for? That video is less than 4 minutes, and it won't take much of your time.
Do you need solutions for complex legal issues involving criminal responsibility? Are you seeking clear, researched answers in criminal justice administration?
Okay, we'll leave it since they can't get that done right now. We don't have to keep people waiting much. So it's time for tea break. We've come to the conclusion of the first part of the opening ceremony. The dignitaries, please, my noble lords, would like to take a few photographs. We'd like to take a few photographs with the team from South Africa, Rwanda, and other parts of the world. Please, now is the time to take a group photograph with the esteemed guests.